you think I would be able to keep up his rhythm with him?
He had the Hawk Tua girl on. Like, yes, I think you can keep the rhythm
I
up.
don't know who that really is.
Let's not talk about it.
Okay.
I'm kidding. You know what that means, though?
No.
You're joking.
I don't know what Hawk Tua is.
Like spitting on it. Yeah.
What?
That's what the reference is, yeah. Not you, I mean, like, just in general, that's what the whole thing. We didn't start yet, did we?
From our top secret studios in New York City, it's Friend in High Places. And now, here's your host, Matt Friend.
Oh my God. It's another episode of Friend in High Places. I'm so excited because my guest today is someone who I have been laughing at and with throughout the pandemic. And I relate to this guest because, like her, I kind of got exposure online during the pandemic, building a social following. This person is so talented, so funny, brilliant, comedic parodies, impressions, sketches. It's the one and only Delaney Rowe. Delaney Rowe. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. You look great. We look good.
You look so good.
Thank you so much.
Is that weird?
For you to say? No, I feel I'm blushing, and I'm not blushing because he just said that I look good. I'm blushing because I just found out what Hawk Tua is, and I didn't know.
Yeah, well, that's a great way to start the podcast. We were talking about podcast guests, and I explained to Delaney off camera. Now it's on camera what Hawk Tua means.
Yeah, so if you don't know, look that up real quick.
Yeah, and it's not a Jewish prayer like Hawk Tua, Hawk Tua, Tua. Yeah, that's not right. Hope I don't get in trouble.
Yeah, I'm like, how PG? What would we rate your podcast? Like,
you know what? It's a podcast.
Are we allowed to say the F word?
Fuck it. Yeah, do it. What is this? The Ed Sullivan Show? Yes, you can say the F word.
I don't know. Sometimes you have to check the vibe.
Yeah, you do.
You can't say it on
I'm
Kylie
wearing
Clarkson.
a suit. That's right. Wait, I want to talk about this because you have had such an unbelievable rise. I want to talk about your background. You were a private chef and you didn't actually have culinary training.
No.
We're going to get into this in a second. It's an insane story. You cooked for Stanley, Marvel's Stanley. But I want to talk about the recent rise because you got so famous throughout the past couple of years during the pandemic, and now you're doing like national TV shows. You're on Kylie Clarkson. What was the breakthrough moment for you? Because you were a creative uploading on TikTok. Mm-hmm. When was the first moment you're like, people are watching?
It was like maybe a year and a half ago where I felt like this sort of second wind of my content getting popular. Like I had been doing it for many years, but then the indie girl, right? The indie girl was what kind of made...
Can you explain who this is?
So I do a character, insufferable female lead of an indie movie.
It's so funny.
And it's just sort of, it was raining one day and I was in my loft in LA and it was like, I was like admiring the rain and I was like, oh, it really is. It's nice. What a nice day. Like I like a rainy day. And I was like, that's such an insufferable like thing to think and to say. So I just put the camera on and then I did like a little monologue about why someone would prefer a rainy day to a sunny day. And I was like, this is definitely like writing from like some sort of indie manic pixie dream girl thing. Like that's what it feels like. And then I just kind of slapped the words on the screen and it became one of my...
I get like annoyed sometimes because I'm like, it's so genius, some of the bits that you do. I hate the word bits, just like observations. It's almost like Seinfeld-y, what you can do.
Thank you.
What's the process like? Do you actually write out these character ideas or do you just put yourself on camera after it's been generating?
Mm-hmm. I used to do that.
So serious.
I used to do that and now I write it down because I go for efficiency now.
Yeah.
And I don't like, I've just been doing it for so long. I mean, what are you, 4 years now as well?
A few years, yeah.
How old are you?
26. How old are you?
So I'm turning 29 on Sunday. There's this thing that happens in your 20s that you're going to experience. I'm talking down to you like I'm 47.
Yeah.
But like you go very quickly from being the youngest person in every room to then like I'm the oldest person. Everyone is younger than me. It feels like now, and that
including the Hawk Tua girl.
How old is she?
21, I think, or something.
How did she?
I don't know.
Start that. And why is she famous for it?
Okay, she was interviewed on the side. I like how I have such a great guest on, and this is what I'm segueing into.
Who cares
No,
about
she
me?
was interviewed by someone, and she just goes, "Hawk to a spit on that thing," and then it became a whole thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's
maybe there'll be
nasty.
another parody for you in some
That's
capacity.
nasty.
It is pretty nasty. So, what is a movie trope that you'd be very happy to never see again?
I don't love like a sort of coach for the nailing this. The inspirational speech in the middle of the game in the locker room.
Did you just think of this? You just thought of this.
Yeah.
What about it don't you love? What don't you like about the inspirational coach?
I don't know. He's always such an asshole.
Nice of you to assume.
Yeah. Because women don't coach. Except for Zendaya and Challengers, right?
Yeah. That's right.
Which I'm just trying to segue into talking about because I fucking love that.
Yeah, we were supposed to be in that movie. Yeah.
We were.
Yeah, there was one other person.
And there was one other person.
We're not talking about
yes.
it. Yeah.
And it's okay. We're doing this. So
that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I think maybe I don't like sports movies very much. So maybe anything.
So the inspirational coach is what Delaney Rowe wants to get rid of.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on him. I think I'm good. Okay, you know what? I have real thoughts about a woman being pursued in a movie. She has to be such a bitch in order for a guy to like her.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, wait, do I have to be like that in real life? And yes.
That gets into, because you get into that a big problem in Hollywood is that female characters are written by men.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had to pick one man specifically to write
me
all of your dialogue, who would it be?
David Harbour.
David Harbour?
Yeah.
To write you?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I love him.
But how's his writing?
I don't know.
I see.
I'm sure he's brilliant, though, because he's a theater actor.
Has to be.
He's an intellectual man.
Yeah.
From what I can tell.
Huge beard. Yeah.
Huge beard.
Yeah.
And he sent me a message, actually, and likes my videos, and he was so kind.
David Harbour DM'd you?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He was just like, he was giving me a video idea. He was pitching one to me, and the character was his character in Stranger Things.
Wait a second.
And I thought that was really
David
funny.
Harbour told you to do like a parody of him.
Yeah.
How crazy is that you're at a place in your career where like A-list huge actors are reaching out to you to do them or to no, well, not in that capacity.
No, I mean, how do you feel? Do you feel like you're weird around famous people? I'm totally weird, I think.
I think like I get like heightened sort of. Like there's like especially if you're on like a carpet or something, it's such a weird environment. Like when a lot of celebrities are around, everything can be kind of like fake. I like to get to the real people. Like that's why I love comedians like you.
I'm not a comedian.
Well, but you have a lot of elements of a comedian.
You're a comedian. Do you stand up these days?
I am doing stand up.
Where do you do stand up in New York?
On a tour throughout the country.
Oh, you
doing
do
like an hour
tour.
of stand up. But when I'm here, I'm at this club, The Stand. That's where I'm at.
I love The Stand.
That's like the home club.
The Stand is great.
I love it.
The Stand is really fun.
Wait, but I want to get back to this because this is just crazy to me. So Harbour DMs you and you did a spoof of his character?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did not?
I didn't.
What was going through your mind when he sent you a message? Was it on Raya or on Instagram?
No, it was on Instagram.
checking.
He's married.
Oh, I see.
He's married. It was on Instagram, and what went through my mind was like, I was like, did I manifest this? Because I think like the week before, I was talking on a podcast about him, about how much I love him.
Okay.
And then
that's crazy.
I know. Like I'm a really big fan.
Have you manifested any other people like that?
Yeah. A couple, the slide in, you know.
Oh, like the slide in, not professional. You mean?
No.
Oh,
There's been a couple like crushes who have reached out to me, and that
makes sense.
is exciting.
That is crazy.
It is crazy. Do you?
See, if I was Howard Stern, I'd be like, let's talk about which crush it was. Right. I want to know this.
You don't need to tell me. I'll say it. No.
Okay.
My publicist is freaking out.
Timothy Chalamet. So publicist is freaking out.
Wait.
It was me. Yeah.
It was you.
It was me.
Have you ever shot your shot with an A-list actress in the DMs?
No.
Okay.
No. In
Then
a
are you
DM,
going
no.
to?
One that you spoof, maybe. No. I don't know. That's an interesting
Do you
idea.
date?
Yeah.
A lot?
I like how you just said that. Like, you're like, no, he doesn't.
I didn't
You're like,
mean
do
to
you
say
date?
it like that.
There's no way you do.
I just I don't
You
really.
can't picture it.
I'm not going on dates.
Yeah.
You're
Well, it's
going
hard
on dates.
because we're busy, like we're making a career here out of nothing.
Well, I also feel like
You're married to the game.
I'm married to the game. No, I don't like to meet people online and then go out.
Oh, that's
I like to
interesting.
meet people at like a party because then you see how tall they are. And I need that. I'm a tall girl. I'm 5'9". And then
6'5"?
and then you hear their voice, and
Right.
the voice is important to me.
Right.
I went on a date once where he was not a catfish. He looked just like his photo, but the voice.
You look just like David Harbour.
He looked just like David Harbour. No, but the voice was so. It didn't match. Do you know what I mean? It was like high, and I was like.
It's like that scene in what is it like? Just Go With It. Remember the muscular guy's like, "Hey, I'm from Saskatchewan."
Yeah, I love Just Go With It.
That's terrible.
That's a great movie.
So he had a really high pitched voice.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And then took a week to follow up after
What?
the date anyway. So it was shot in the beginning, but
Oh
don't have
my-
a high voice and text me a week later.
Yeah. If you're gonna be tall, at least get an Adam's apple. I worked on this. This didn't just happen.
Right.
Hi there, I'm Matt Friend
You
with
have
Delaney Rowe.
such an amazing voice.
Thank you. So do you, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. You could do like a headspace guided meditation or
you absolutely could. Mine is particularly raspy today because of the sort of U.S. Open shenanigans.
Yeah, how was the US Open? You were just there.
It was boozy.
Do you like going to events like that?
Yes, I do.
It's interesting because you are like a very talented actress, writer, I'll say comedic performer.
Thank
And
you.
you're also in like this influencer world too, which
bit.
me as well. Like you're not
Right.
an influencer, but like naturally because you have a following, you are invited to things, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So how do you balance that, where you're a creative and you're also kind of in that?
I'm not very good at it.
Okay.
I will like post a funny video and then I'll post a photo of me in a tennis skirt and people are like, what? What are you, wait, are you, trying to be hot or like, and I'm like, well, of course I'm trying to be hot.
Yes.
That's every day. I'm
So do you
trying
feel
to be
like
hot.
do you feel like social media is kind of like has tried to like box you in a little bit?
No, well, okay, maybe, but in ways that are imperceptible to me. So how do you feel? Do you feel like,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
If I'm like, doing something that I haven't typically done, people will be like commenting, what the fuck? What is this?
I know.
People suck.
I know.
Except for the listeners of this podcast. They're the best.
Except for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely am more risk averse. Like when I had less of a following, I would really try things, and I'd say I'm trying less things.
Well-
variety.
Well, one person that wanted you to try less things is Stanley. Like that transition?
That was flawless.
So, Delaney,
Flawless.
this is a crazy story. I mentioned it at the beginning of the pod, but when you moved to LA, you like became a private chef.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't actually have a culinary background. Can you explain this?
No, I was, like a mother's helper. This like woman who was like looking for someone to help her like meal prep, and she was a stay-at-home mom. And I'm like, do it yourself. No, she like didn't know how to like use her blender. I was just like teaching this rich old woman kind of like how to use her kitchen. And I was like prepping like sauces and stuff for her and her family. And then that made me have the confidence to try to like really turn it into business. And so I made these like little flyers with like food that I didn't even cook, by the way. I like got it from like Pinterest or whatever. And then that was on one side. And the other side is just like a massive headshot of me,
Oh my God.
like sitting on a stool, like,
Because you're like figuring I'm going to go into this rich producer's house and cook something.
literally.
And then they'll flip it over and decide this is my next actress.
Exactly. And so I ran through like Bel Air and I would stuff the flyers in mailboxes and it ended up in like fancy people's mailboxes.
You were like Anna Delvey, the chef.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that is insane. And then you got into Stan Lee's home?
Yeah.
How?
Through his door. I just walked inside. No,
That's great. Very low security.
He had a He had a security
And you wonder
officer.
how Charles Manson's people did it back in the day. Yeah.
He had a security guy. He had a gun.
Oh, great.
It was crazy.
So you're in Stanley's house and you're cooking for him.
And he hated my food because I was, at the time, like a vegan chef. That was like my business. It was vegan food because I was vegan at the time. I'm not anymore. I had like ribs as a snack the other day. So how the mighty have fallen. I was like cooking him, like red lentil dal and like things he didn't give a shit about. And then he was like, I want, like chicken piccata from Dan Tana's, like that kind of stuff. And
Great restaurant in LA.
really incredible. You know what? No. I don't even know why I was about to let that fly. No, it's not.
It's a good vibe.
Dan Tana's sucks.
Okay. It's a hot take. Wait, but finish the story.
It's okay. It's a cool vibe. I remember walking in there and just seeing like a bunch of like 55-year-old men just sitting
Monsters?
there. Yes, like, no, they were wearing like sports jerseys and they were watching the game. And I was like, these look like guys who would hang out with my dad.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I'm sure my dad would love Dan Tana's actually. What were we talking about?
Wait, so you're cooking so you were cooking for Stanley. You're a fake chef. You're cooking for Stanley.
And then he fired me.
And then he fires you.
He fired me, yeah, because, he didn't
Did he at least see your headshot?
I don't think so. He was lovely, though. Wow. He was lovely. He just didn't like my food, and that's okay.
Were there any successes from the cooking experiences that you had? Like,
Yeah.
did anyone actually really like your food?
Yeah.
Of note?
Yeah. Yes.
Ben Stiller was a huge fan of my tikka masala.
I never cooked for Ben Stiller, but I did see him in a Knicks game recently. And,
Did he know you?
no.
Oh, humbling.
No, he didn't. Okay, D'Angelo Russell, he really liked my food. He is a player of basketball.
Oh, wow.
A basketball player.
Okay.
Some may say.
That's very cool.
And then, I don't know, I got good, I think. I don't know. Some days I'd phone it in, though.
But if I was one of these people, I would be so mind blown now, like 4 years later, to see. It's like, isn't that
weird.
I'd be watching the Kylie Clarkson show and be like, isn't that the girl who like burnt our corn or something?
Right. That's burnt corn, girl. I think that it is a little bit funny and weird. All this was starting like during one of my last jobs.
Yeah.
I think and it was during the pandemic, and I remember like one of my clients like scrolling on TikTok and just like hearing my voice and,
Oh my
and being
God.
like, "Fuck,
That's insane.
like is this you, Delaney?" I'm like,
Oh, and you're filming in her house?
"No, yeah, literally."
You're like, can I borrow your ring light as I
Yeah.
make this bread?
Do you use a ring light?
Yeah.
this. Really?
Yeah, I do. If the lighting isn't as good, natural light is better.
Natural light is always the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been doing these big shows, like you just did Kelly Clarkson recently. What was that like?
It was terrifying. It's terrifying. You shouldn't have to your nervous system should not have to experience that. Like
Really?
Yeah, you're just waiting to go on and you're
Did you feel that before this show?
I didn't.
Good. Wait, so you were
felt
terrified.
safe.
So you were that's a good thing. So you were terrified to go on Kelly Clarkson.
Yes, and it's like, your publicist is trying to make you more relaxed and they're like talking to you and you're just like, ah.
She's staring at me right now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, she's holding up a gun. No.
And it's just like I was wearing a skirt that was like 10 pounds. Like I had like a very heavy skirt on, and
Okay.
it wasn't helping my anxiety and my.
But it went so smoothly. Like it looked like a great interview.
I'm a money baller. You know what I mean?
okay.
Like the cameras come on, and
But you know what you're doing.
It's like a natural. You sort of like snap into action. I think that is like one of my strengths. I have a lot of self-trust. When the lights come on, it'll happen, the magical.
Do you like that traditional media experience? Because like you've gotten known for like the most new age media possible. It's scary though. Like
I don't
you said.
think so. It doesn't sound like I like it. Does
Yeah,
it?
it does not sound like you like it.
No, I would love to do things like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an incredible opportunity. Like Kelly Clarkson and Drew Barrymore, like they're.
You did Drew too, right?
I did,
Yeah.
and they were just both of them so lovely. And like Drew did this nice thing where I walked on
We
to
need
the
you
stage.
to be the mamala of the country.
She like mama led me.
Oh, really?
She was like, she could tell how nervous I was.
Okay.
And so she whispered something into my ear right before we started. I won't say it just to protect her, and I really doubt she would care. But just like she was having like a personal issue that day, and she shared it with me, and it made me laugh.
Wow.
And she was like doing this thing of, trying to make herself seem like human and quirky and fun, so that I felt more relaxed, and she like fell on the sword for me, and I thought that was cute.
David Harbour sent her a DM as well. So recently, Delaney, your film, The Everything Pot, was selected for the Tribeca Film Festival. And I want to know how the creative process changes when you're making a short film compared to the content that we see on your social.
So the Everything Pot, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That was
how was that process? I'm sorry, I meant to feature film. Like, how is the process different because this is a major achievement?
The difference is that I think I look better. My hair looked really bad in this movie. That's kind of
That's the number one difference between a movie at the Tribeca Film Festival?
And when I do my own videos, I can control how my hair looks.
That's right.
And so that was the main difference. The main difference is that, it's just somebody else's words versus your own. And I had to really quickly get on board with like, this is not your genre. Like, you need to give the director what the director wants. You can't be selfish and try to commandeer the words and the vibe into some funny Delaney show. Let that go. Do what the director wants. So that I've started to get stronger at.
I relate because you use the word control, like with whether it's doing a talk show or being in like a movie. It's so different from what we do because everything is in our control when we do our own content. Like we can put things out. That's why it's so weird when I see the entertainment industry today. Like people always say that the whole business is messed up and like actors, like we don't even know what the state of the industry is.
Yeah.
But I find that so funny because I look at someone like you who's achieved all this stuff. And clearly, like, you know the way forward.
I don't know. Do you have a prototype that you, like, wanted to be or that you still want to be, like an actor, a star?
Aside from Cosby?
Aside from Cosby.
I would say, oh, boy. Oh, God. I mean, I had a lot of inspirations, right? Like Seth MacFarlane. You mean like a person that I like? But I love, like, the late night talk show guys,
Who's the best one?
Well, I have to say Bill Maher, because he's the producer of this show.
Of course,
right?
Of course.
But I mean, I love like Kimmel, obviously, Fallon, Colbert, everyone whose show I want to be on. I love all of them.
I would love to do Seth Meyers.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
He seems like a party. But you know what I really want to do?
I can see he has a very good flirtatious vibe. He knows how to do it.
He's fantastic. I think the best, like,
Graham
series.
Norton? Were you going to say Graham Norton?
I was not.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I was not going to say Graham Norton. But I like Day Drinking with Seth Meyers.
Oh, yeah. That'd be so good.
That would be so fun. I think I would crush that.
Especially if he made you do your characters, maybe.
While I was drunk.
That'd be really funny.
I want to do that. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Be perfect for it.
Dua did it, and she had to stop halfway through because she got too drunk, and then they had like no content. It was so funny.
And yours would be guaranteed to be really viral, so they should do it.
I think I would crush Day Drinking with Seth Meyers and Hot Ones.
So you manifest things. You put it out there. I like this.
I really want to do Hot Ones because I would do really well. I think it would go crazy because they would be like, wow, she can.
Yeah, let's just list all the shows you want to do while you're on my show. Anyways, what? What's happening? Great.
Would you do Hot Ones?
Yeah,
would you
100%.
crush it?
I want to do it so bad.
You think you do well?
Totally. Yeah, I love it. I would love to.
Eat spicy food?
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun. Okay, so I've run into you in New York a bunch. Yeah. Well, how did we meet? How did we meet? We
met at the Variety. No, we met before.
No, we met I followed you on.
We met
in the pandemic. We met at some weird Hollywood event. And then I see you like running around New York.
Right.
You're like a very cool social person.
I don't know
You're like
about
a member of this young Hollywood elite, you know.
So are you. I think we were both at those parties together. But I think the Bowery is a memory there.
Yes.
And yes, there's I saw online somebody wrote, they were like, I saw Delaney at the Bowery.
Oh my God, like Dumois or something?
No, like Reddit, terrifying. And they complained that I had my feet on the couch.
Oh my God.
Which was probably true. But then the other part, they said, and she went to the bathroom like 18 times. And I'm clearing it up right now. I don't do drugs.
Right.
I had a UTI.
Wow.
UTI.
Either that or David Harbour had some coke he was selling in the bath. Sorry, publicists like cancel that one out. I just love David Harbour. Let's just keep bringing him back.
I love him so much.
That is wild. So are you becoming aware now, because you are very recognizable now? Are you becoming aware of that, like when you're in public? Like, are you kind of checking yourself a little bit or at all? Or like people might be looking at you, or is it not really in your head?
It's not really in my head. I can tell though when somebody is maybe a fan and they're looking at me maybe in a restaurant or something,
Yeah.
and then I get a little self-conscious of like, wait, am I laughing too loud? Am I opening my mouth too large to take a bite of food? Like, am I doing, like, I'm thinking about it.
Now you're doing one of your own characters, like, oh my God, a fan's coming. Like, am I opening my mouth too large?
I do this really, I think,
The
probably.
girl who gets TikTok famous, and then that's another character.
Right. I think that because I want to show my gratitude that they are coming up to me and saying something, that I become like so effusive, like in my, joy about what's happening, that I probably just become a totally different person, and I'm not actually like representing myself at all. I'm like, thank you so much. Like I'll pay your mortgage. Like, thank you.
That'd be really nice.
Right.
Wonder if anyone's ever done that for a fan.
Crazier things have happened.
So speaking of fans, who were you a fan of growing up? Like, what was there a reason you wanted to get into this? Were there any movies or shows or?
I loved Lindsay Lohan.
Great reference.
I loved Lindsay Lohan, and I loved Emma Stone and Jennifer Lawrence and,
Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle, God bless her.
Yeah.
I love that success
great.
story.
What about those women in particular? Do you love?
I love Emma Stone's voice. We have a similar, like...
Yeah. I hear a little raspy
I
thing.
get likened to her a lot, with the vocal quality, but I don't know. She's got that rubber band face, you know what I mean? Like really, really funny, expressive face. And she does drama. So she's really just somebody who can
And she's
do it.
hysterical.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing. And
She's our generation's Meryl Streep, I think.
kind
Won
of.
2 Oscars already.
Right?
Has to be.
She's incredible. I love Meryl Streep. I just
Yeah.
saw Kramer versus Kramer. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
Mhm. Long time ago, I saw that.
It's absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah. You like
but,
old movies?
like, no.
Okay,
not
great.
Really.
Yeah.
No. I don't watch
I
a
just
lot
watched
of
From Here to
movies.
Eternity last week. It was great.
What is it called?
From Here to Eternity.
How?
It's an old movie. Yeah.
Okay. See? Well, there we go. No, I watch like the same movie every single night. It's like
What's the movie?
Something's Gotta Give.
Oh my God, such a good movie.
Yeah. I watch that like 3 times a week.
The scene where he opens the refrigerator and Diane Keaton walks in.
She does Full Frontal in that movie.
Oh, so good. He's great. He's got a Dilfy thing going on.
I don't know. Would you smash or pass?
I probably would have to pass. Yeah, would probably have to pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll smash.
Unless he's naked and he says, "Here's Johnny." But so, what is one thing you'd like to see brought back from the dead?
Great question. Really hard hitter here.
Yeah, it is. Really hard.
I love a really well executed friend group introduction at the beginning of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and that's me. Like that's Tibby, and that was Lena, shy, wonderful Lena, right? And so that's like exactly from that movie.
And that's the dead. That's what has died. And
they don't do like narrated friend group introductions at the beginning. Like Clueless does it.
They didn't bring you back to fix the studio system in Hollywood. I feel like you have a lot of ideas here.
Okay.
Let's get another strike going and have you fix it.
I love a big studio comedy.
Yes.
Like the movie Game Night. Did you see Game Night?
Such a funny movie.
I would love to see
laugh out loud
those.
moments.
Incredibly funny.
Underrated as hell, that movie.
Billy, who's the guy in it? Billy, he's now really big.
Yeah, I know. It's
You know
weird.
what I mean?
I couldn't tell you who was in it.
Billy Magnuson.
Okay.
Oh, that was loud. Sorry.
Yeah, it was great.
He's
good movie.
a genius.
We got to be in a movie together.
Okay.
I think we're gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I think
Are
we'd be
you
really fun.
auditioning?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be really fun. We'd have a good vibe.
We would do. I think we would
You think so?
play well. Would we be romantic interests?
I didn't say that. But
I think we have good chemistry.
Yeah, I think so too.
Were you flirting with me when we met the first time? Or
possible.
is that just the way that you are?
It's possible. Were you flirting with me?
I think so,
Oh,
probably.
really?
Yeah.
Well. Hello, PR relationship. You do my podcast. I do your TikTok.
Right. I don't know. I think
that's
I'm just
crazy.
flirtatious. I flirt with people as almost like in a
Wait, so you're
like
saying?
a platonic way almost because it's so...
Oh, you're saying it was a platonic way.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Well, this is just in my conversation with Howie Mandel was like.
It just got
We're gonna
spicy.
back to that in a moment.
Okay.
Now, hello. Can you do me a favor? Can you? Because I love Indie Girl. So can you bring her to a Marvel moment? I have a specific moment I want Indie Girl to act out, if that's okay.
Okay. What
I know
is
it's
it?
hard to do this on the spot, but here's the idea. Thanos is about to snap his fingers, and you need to stop him.
Okay.
So Thanos is about to snap his fingers. Here is Delaney Rowe's Indie Girl to stop him.
Okay. Wait. Not yet. Just be with me here. That's it. Is that good?
Then you start flirting. Oh my God.
Right.
That was really good. So Delaney, I do, not to make it about me, but I can't help myself. I do a lot of impressions. That's how I've gotten known largely on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And you were a chef. Mm-hmm. And I want to know what dishes you would make for the following celebrities.
Okay.
To start off, it's Mr. Jeff Goldblum, of course, JEFGOLDBLUM.
Mm-hmm.
Delaney Rowe, I'm looking for a new chef. What could you prepare for me?
Really good.
Thank you.
So good.
Could
Are you guys
cook
like
something?
friends now?
Could you cook something for me?
Sorry. I'm going to talk about Jeff Goldblum. I love him. I would cook him. I would want to do French food for Goldblum.
French food. French food. I love
would
this.
do like an escargot. I would start with like an escargot. I just got a
Really?
really great escargot pan.
Escargot, yes. Escargot, escargot.
And then I would do a...
Only one.
That's it?
Only one. Stanley
Okay,
Tucci. Would you
okay.
make something for Stanley Tucci?
Okay,
We are rolling.
for Stanley Tucci, I'm doing a ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Yeah, I
Very
love French
good.
food.
Very good. And how about Jennifer Coolidge?
Okay, for Jennifer Coolidge, I'm not
God.
going to say the obvious answer, which is the hot dog
Oh,
answer.
hot
I'm not
dog,
doing
obviously.
that. Also, this is the only impression like all white girls do.
I know. And all white guys, I think.
Yeah.
know.
Jennifer Coolidge. Okay, but yours is pretty damn good.
Well, how do you do one?
4th of July. I'm really bad at it. I can't
That's
do
really
it.
good.
I can't. Okay,
was-
so
it was
what am I
very good.
cooking for? Hold on.
Yeah, what are you cooking for?
I want to do like a steak with like a chimichurri for her.
With a what?
A chimichurri? Do you know what that
Oh, a chimichurri.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said a toomey cherry.
Mm.
I was like, what? What is that?
we're about to find out.
Right. Interesting.
What's your favorite restaurant in New York?
You've really taken this interview over, haven't you? You're really good at that.
I like having a conversation.
Yeah, I like that too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. My favorite restaurant in New York, this place Bond Street that I really like.
Bond Street. Is that sushi?
Yeah, there's like sushi and it's so good.
Okay, and that is in Soho, right?
Yeah, like NoHo area.
Okay.
I like oh my God, I'm blanking out. This place, Tamarind, an Indian restaurant. Really
Great.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
How about you?
I like servos.
Okay.
Seafood. I like Little Frankie's.
Nice.
I like Little Frankie's.
Nice. So now I know I should have been at that party a year ago and say, you want to go to Little Frankie's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where, and you get the lemon pasta.
Right.
I went to Eel Bar recently.
Eel
It's
Bar.
good. Yeah.
Interesting.
Really good.
Any dietary restrictions that you have? Or?
None.
I see.
None. I will eat anything. I don't love fruit though.
Oh, you
I
don't like
love fruit.
Why don't you like fruit?
Sweet. I'm not sweet. I don't like sweet. I did have an affogato last night though, which is ice cream
Affogato.
and espresso.
Oh, so good. Where did you have
really
that?
Good. St. Jardim.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
in the West
Bougie.
Village, which I don't
Bougie.
tend to hang out in because I feel like when I go to the West Village,
Mobbed?
The men there are just like, ha, ha, like holding like a crucifix at me.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I think I'm a scary girl.
Well, they must be fans, too.
To your standard West Village boy.
They must
in his
be
short sleeve
fans.
button down and from his Big Ten school. You know what I mean? That's like
I know
my
what you
impression of
mean.
the West Village. Just like every guy from like a Big Ten school like moves to the West Village because they're like, I did it, New York. But I'm like, you're in the West Village.
I do like a short sleeve button down. I
Really?
do.
No way.
I've graduated to double breast suits, can't you tell?
It looks really good. What is this suit from?
It's Xenia suit, actually.
Xenia?
Yeah, it was in Milan Fashion Week with them. Yeah.
You were? That's so. I've never been to.
You're a
Milan.
very fashionable person.
I'm
Are you
trying
interested
to get
in that?
into it. Yeah. I really like.
Who are you wearing? What's happening right now?
I'm wearing Paige. No, wait. No. What's
Looks
that?
great.
I'm wearing Frankie's.
Nice.
This is Frankie's. Dress is Frankie's. The socks are who cares?
Nice.
The shoes are made well.
Love it.
Made like shit.
I'll tell you what's made well, your TikTok content.
I knew you were doing it.
Now, speaking
I
of,
knew you were doing it.
so Delaney, you have been just crushing the game across the board. I don't know why I got into my broadcaster interview. Well, I should
think
do the
that's
whole
actually
interview.
one
like
of the
that.
things I said to you the first time we met. I was like, "Are you ever off, dude?
Yeah, I think.
Do you ever turn it off?"
Right. That was a nice thing to say.
It's okay. People say
that
that
was
to
really
me.
nice.
People say that to me all
Do
the
they say that to you?
Yeah.
And how do you react when they say that to you? If they-
I'm just incredibly self-consciously. Like I'm like, yeah, like somebody. I had like a friend say that about me behind
Oh,
my
that's nice.
behind my back.
She's always on.
And then another friend.
And what does your friend do for a living?
like?
Never heard of that friend.
Well, I couldn't actually even tell you. I think maybe like this was a while ago. I'm not sure what they've gone on to do.
We don't even care. About
But
that
no,
person.
it definitely hurt my feelings, and it's an insecurity I have for sure.
And what's the like? Obviously, that's an interesting thing because like you can't be a maniac all the time. But I think I love drawing people like you who have amazing energy, who are motivated, who are inspired, who are creating their own brand and their own thing. What's wrong with being excited about that? You know?
I don't
being
know.
hilarious.
I think people just don't like to see other people happy or successful.
That's true. That's true.
People hate that shit.
Do you feel there's a lot of like jealousy as you get successful?
Yeah, well, yeah, and it comes out in like really mean ways. I've had that with a couple friends.
Really?
Yeah, to be honest. But
That's how you know you're doing well, though. You're doing the right thing.
maybe I don't know, but yeah, it's so amazing. I have a lot of friends in New York who are so supportive and so like there's no jealousy at all. It is the best vibe, and you can really just feel when somebody isn't like that and they kind of want the worst for you.
Wow.
And I feel like I'm really enjoying my friends in New York because they just are not that way at all.
So we met, I think, in LA. That is where we met.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you like the New York versus LA of it all?
I'm loving New York right now. It is like the best decision I've ever made to get a place here.
You just feel happier?
I do. And I just like my vibe is just, I think, like congruent with
this city?
Yeah, like it's easy to leave your apartment.
Oh my God.
It's easy to have plans at the last minute. Like
easier to get to a podcast.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah.
It's an hour drive in LA, probably.
I did drive here though, so actually.
But still, like you know where you're going. You're just going up.
Yes. I called a friend and I was like, "Hey, do you want to come to something at 8?" It was 6:45. He was like, "Sure."
Yeah.
And
It's
then
the
dinner
best.
afterwards, I said, "Yes." Oh, rafts. I love rafts. Have you been to rafts?
No.
French food is
Okay.
my bag. I love French food. Pastis is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel like, because you're in entertainment, so do you feel like you need to be in LA more? Or like
It's all the same. You just,
in today's world?
yeah, get on a Zoom, get on a self-tape. It's all the same.
When they need you there, you'll go there.
Exactly.
So you have so much stuff going on, I feel like. I see you in so many places. What are you most excited about coming up? Any projects or things that people should check out?
I have one that I don't think I'm allowed to actually promote because it's not.
Rom-com with David Harbour.
I wish. I'm actually a little bit interested in dabbling in like putting my personality online a little bit more.
You mean just you?
Like myself as a sort of like a host or a just peek into the things that I really like, So I have something
And what are
that
some of those
is going
things?
like food, wine, restaurants, going out,
Oh, wow.
talking about dating, talking about, relationships. And so I have something
Call her
called-
Delaney. That's the name.
Exactly. But something like that I'd really like to
great.
do. I'm just trying to like find this like intersection of like dining out and entertainment and dating, and all of those things are just, it could be a limited thing. It could be, I don't know yet. So working on something like
So that's
that.
a potential.
That was so vague and annoying.
No, I loved it. What should fans go see now? Like, you're on Instagram. Where should they find you too?
I'm on Instagram at Delaney Rowe. I'm on TikTok, but less these days. I'm not scrolling. Are you scrolling?
No.
I'm really not.
No.
Why aren't you?
I mean, I just like kind of, this sounds weird, but when I'm on TikTok, it's mainly like to see like notifications.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like, but no, I scroll sometimes for some people that I follow, but I mean, most of my time is spent on like YouTube. I watch so
I do
much
too.
YouTube,
I
it's
love
not
YouTube.
even funny.
I love YouTube. Do you watch like what,
Everything.
like J vloggers? Like what do you
No,
watch?
like I will watch like old Johnny Carson episodes.
Wow.
And I will watch old Ed Sullivan episodes.
How did you realize you could do impressions?
I just started doing it when I was like 4 years old, and I watched the movie Austin Powers, and then I started doing Dr. Evil. Austin Powers, yeah. Did Austin Powers, Dr. Evil, Fat Bastard, Gold Member, and then I just started doing my grandfather, Don Levinson. Hello, Matthew, how you doing?
This is your grandfather?
Can't believe it. That's him.
He's amazing.
Yeah. And then
he really came into the room with us right now.
He did.
That's crazy.
And then I just like loved comedy, but no, YouTube is how I devour things. Wait, but okay, so Delaney Rowe on Instagram.
Sorry,
TikTok.
he's trying to wrap up.
No, I'm not wrapping up. I'm just asking where they should follow you.
Okay.
This is not my wrap-up question.
Okay.
We have 4 more hours.
Yes. I could talk. I could talk
But
to
you're
you all
hearing
night.
me too, honestly. I feel really comfortable in this conversation.
I do too. It's buttery. You have a really, really good, relaxed disposition.
Really?
Yeah.
You're joking.
No.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Do people not?
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you felt good about this interview.
I felt really good about it. There's a couple moments that I'm going to be thinking about for the rest of my life.
Such as?
Just like, shut up. You know what I mean? Stop talking so much.
From me?
No, not you.
Oh,
me.
great. Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you imagine
know the
if I
interviewers-
told the host to shut up?
You know the interviewer is doing a good job when he says, "How's the interview going so far?"
I think that's like the magic that's happening here.
I think so too.
We're calling things out in real time.
I agree. I like to narrate life.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Right.
Kind of.
Do you think that being an impressionist is like your way to sort of like get the ladies?
Well, I have bits about this in my stand-up.
Do you? Wait,
Yeah.
can you explain it?
Well, I mean, I have some bits about like how, like, if to do a voice in bed in a certain context.
I wanted to get there, but you got there.
I'll tell you
so,
off camera.
Okay.
Or you can get tickets to my show at madfriend.com. No, but I have bits about that, doing voices in other contexts. And maybe you meet some guy, he's like, talk to me as the best friend in a Disney movie or some character that you do.
That happens.
Yeah.
That happens.
Some guy falls in love with a character that you portrayed on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I don't like.
Talk to me as the indie girl.
Or I don't like when I feel like a show dog or something.
I don't
or
like that either.
There's like this great balance.
I love it.
think that I love it. A good balance between acknowledging like, hey, I know what you do on the internet and I'm a fan of your work, and then being a little bit too
For sure.
into it.
Unless it's organic, like unless it just kind of happens.
But then there's kind of a weird thing, and this is what I think my last person I dated did, was so the other way.
Oh, I didn't want it at all?
Would not watch it, would not like it, would not engage with it. And I was like, buddy.
At first, it's like a chase a little bit. You're
Yeah, I was like, oh, I get it. But I'm like, I need you to stop pretending that you don't know at least
right. It's like
a little bit of what I do. Like,
come on.
Like we should know what each
She's
other
got a
do.
Vanity Fair article. I mean,
That was crazy.
unbelievable. Let's talk about that, by the way.
That was so special to me.
Crazy article about you. Amazing article, profile about Delaney in Vanity Fair. What was that like for you? Because that's got to be a pretty surreal
It was
moment.
now about a year ago, It was amazing. I think Tyler, her name is Tyler, the writer, and now I see her online all the time and we DM each other.
Congratulations, by the way. It's a huge deal.
Thank you. And it was, it was like this week that I had, and I was in London when it was coming out, and I had this amazing week of press where it was like, that article came out. And then I had this little blurb that I wrote in the New York Times talking about being a drunk liar. It's now hanging above my toilet.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because this piece about this like aggregate, a bunch of people wrote in about like their vices and like their poor behavior in this life. And people were like, I steal shit, like, I like casual sex or whatever. And I was like, I lie when I'm drinking.
So you were drunk when you said that you were a private chef. Yeah.
Probably,
Moral of the story.
buddy. Probably. No, I would drink a bottle of wine a night, though, when I was chefing.
Whatever.
Because you have to. You have to, like, stay awake and stay excited. And you're there for 12 hours. And you're like, I'm going to crack the bottle open and put it in a mug so they think I'm drinking coffee.
Stanley ate your drunk food.
No, that one I did not.
You killed Stanley.
That one I didn't. The joke is that I did kill Stanley. Obviously, he did die like a month later.
What needs to happen, what I'm putting out there is you're gonna be in the next some Marvel movie, and it'll be a real full circle
to
thing.
be in a Marvel movie.
I want to host the Oscars when Delaney Rowe wins one.
Thank you. I feel like I could do a sort of Dakota Johnson-y Marvel thing, right? I love her. I love Dakota Johnson.
Yes, or another 50 Shades of Grey. Let's get Jamie Dornan on the phone.
I love those movies too.
So good.
I love Jamie Dornan.
So good.
Is there anyone I don't like? I'm so supportive.
No, I love it. Well, I like you. You were such an amazing guest. Thank you so much for taking the time. I'm always amazed. It's so cool to talk to you now because I love the fact that we met so early on in our...
May or may not have been flirting. Who knows?
Who knows? Find out in episode 12 how it's been going. But no, you're so talented, so cool, and so kind off camera. Very genuine person.
Thank you,
And congratulations on everything you have coming up, and only a lot more success. So thanks for being here. Good night, America. Delaney's publicist after the break.